Hey Eric, this is Steven from CMP GM here in Calgary, and this right here is our 2021 Chevy Traverse High Country. First things first, thank you for taking my phone call, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to show you this vehicle. What I'll do in this video is I'll give you a brief walk around tour, go over some key features, and explain why this vehicle is definitely worth your consideration. So let's get started. Now, this is the Chevy Traverse, which shares the same platform as the GMC Acadia as well as the Buick Enclave. That means under the hood you're going to find a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 that's connected to a 9-speed automatic, and of course this is an all-wheel drive vehicle. Now up front you have LED daytime running lamps, LED projector headlamps, and you have fog lamps down below. Now also down below in the grille you'll find that it has a front camera. That camera works in conjunction with cameras on each side mirror as well as a backup camera, creating a 360 view, which I'll show you once we get on the interior. Now around the sides, you get chrome alloy wheels wrapped in Continental all-season rubber. These are 20s. Now the side mirrors, I will say there's a little bit of a ding in the plastic there, a little gouge, I should say. However, you do have LED turn signals. These mirrors also have blind spot monitoring. They're heated and auto dimming. Now all four doors have keyless proximity entry, which means you can keep your key in your pocket at all times. You simply hit this button to lock or unlock the vehicle, and combine that with push button start, you never have to take your key out of your pocket. So that's nice. Now out back you again have LED lighting. You have a backup camera located right there, and you'll notice that it has a secondary camera. I'll show you what that does once we get on the interior. Now down below you have dual exhaust tips, you have rear parking sensors, and you of course have a power liftgate. Now I do apologize for the dirtiness. This is a fresh trade-in, like I mentioned over the phone. It will of course get cleaned up, but I wanted to give you a sneak peek before any of my other sales guys try to sell it. But back here you'll find it has a cargo mat, 12-volt DC plug, tie downs 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have of course a 60-40 split rear bench. That rear bench has 3 seats across, 2 in the middle for the second row and 2 up front, meaning this has 7 seats in total. Now folding the rear seats, if you get into a lower trim such as an LT, a True North, etc., you'll have manually folding rear or third row. This one however is all power, so there's switches right here. Now while it's down, I'll show you a few things. On each side you have a USB port for charging. You have cup holders as well, and down below you have a little bit of extra storage, or quite a bit actually. Great for separating your groceries or just keeping something, you know, tucked away. Now to fold up the third row, it's also power operated, nice and simple, just like that. And then the button to close the tailgate, located right there. Let's take a look at the interior. Now, as you requested, you wanted a Traverse, Acadia, or Enclave with second row captains, which this has. These seats move forward and back. They also recline quite a bit, and you have armrests on each side as well. Above your head you're going to have the dual sunroof setup. Okay, so you have a sunroof for the second row as well as of course the front row. You have 1, 2, 3, and 4 AC vents. You have LED lighting as well, and you have all-weather mats down below that fit perfectly even between the seats. Getting into the second row, I'm about 6 feet tall, 215 pounds, and I have plenty of room. These seats are heated, and you have your own HVAC controls as well, all digital. Now below that you'll find it has a 3-prong household plug, 2 USB A's, and some storage below that. Third row, I'll climb back there. Again, decent room. Mind you, these seats can move up quite a bit. I think they're pulled back all the way, but even so, I can still fit here in a pinch. Of course, this is probably meant for kids. Maybe not someone my size. Anyway, we'll take a look at the front end, or the cockpit, I should say. So up front, you have power driver seat and power passenger seats. These are black perforated leather. They're heated, cooled. You have memory settings as well, power lumbar support, and because it's a high country, you have the high country embroidered into the headrests. You also have white stitching and gray piping. Really adds some flair. Now you have Bose audio as well. You have a power liftgate as noted before, but what's handy about this is that you can have it open up all the way, so max, or 3/4 of the way, or completely off. 3/4 of the way comes in handy, especially if you are parking this vehicle in a garage with a low ceiling. That way you don't have to worry about the liftgate getting damaged. You have automatic lights, your fog lamps, of course. Let's hop behind the wheel. Leather wrap steering wheel that is heated. The odometer at the time of this video shows 57,604. Quite low, below average for the year of this vehicle, 2021. You have a digital display in the center. You also have a little box right there. It may not show up. That is traffic sign recognition. So as you're driving along, it reads traffic signs, the speed limit signs, and it will display it there, which is very nice. You have automatic high beams. And then to the right of that, you have your push button start. You also have remote start, if I didn't mention that already. Now, you have your infotainment screen right here. It has built-in Sirius XM radio, built-in navigation. However, it looks like someone removed the SD card. No problem, because this does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Both are wireless, so far superior to factory navigation anyways. As I mentioned, this does have a 360 camera, which can be pulled up like that. Or of course, if you have the shifter in reverse, you have different views, overhead and trajectory. So the guidance lines turn as you move the steering wheel. Little party trick of this as well. You have some hidden storage behind there. It's felt lined, so things won't rattle. Now, you have a Wi-Fi hotspot in here. You have built-in Sirius XM radio, as I mentioned, Spotify, and you can also override the rear AC if you have kids that like to play around with it. Now, you have a hard volume knob, hard home button, and track buttons as well. Below that, you'll find your controls for your dual zone climate control up front. And then your cooled seats, 3-level, your heated seats, 3-level. Below that, you'll find 2 USB A's, an auxiliary port, a 12-volt DC plug, and a wireless charger. You have your gear shift right here. Again, that's connected to a 9-speed automatic. Cup holders there, and you have an electronic parking brake. And of course, your all-wheel drive selector. What I really like about GM SUVs, right? You can lock it into 2-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, off-road or tow mode. You also have lane keep assist, stability and traction control, which is defeatable. In here, you'll find a very deep cubby. And of course, you have a very generous glove box as well. Leather on the dash, suede on the dash below. And then as far as the steering wheel goes, you have your gap adjust for your adaptive cruise control and forward collision warning. And then to the right of here, you have your controls for the center display. Now, that secondary camera out back controls the digital rearview mirror. So of course that looks like a mirror, but if you pull this little tab on the bottom, suddenly it becomes a camera. Why is that handy? Well, let's say you have a bunch of passengers in the back blocking your view in the rear view mirror, right? This will never be obstructed. So very nice to have. Anyway, that's this vehicle in a nutshell. Please let me know your thoughts, and thanks for watching. Hope to hear from you soon. But until then, have a great day.